I'm coming out from California, the North Bay.
Okay.
So I bounce between Sonoma County and Mendocino County pretty frequently, but my main residence is in Pengrove, California.
Did
Yeah.
you grow up there?
I grew up in southern Illinois,
Oh, okay.
just a little south of St. Louis, a little north of Nashville.
When did you start standing up for the water?
I went to Standing Rock. Yeah, I
What
went to
happened
Standing
there?
Rock. It was so profound. It was so much all at once. It felt like what was happening there was a historical pivotal moment before I even got there. And I felt like that fighting these pipelines feels like the fight because it encompasses so many things. It encompasses the treatment of human beings, the mistreatment of human beings, the mistreatment of indigenous peoples, and the dishonoring of all the agreements that have been made with the treaties, and disrespecting and dishonoring the earth, and just that colonial mentality of greed and money over people and earth. It was there to me, you know.
So how did you hear about it? How did you even hear about it?
I was at a lodge and a young woman came through, and I just barely saw her, and they left, and the woman that I know said they're going out to Standing Rock to bring supplies. And I was like, you can do that? You can just go out there? I'm gonna go out there. And I went to my job and I said, I gotta go for a couple weeks, or, you know, as long as I could get out. So I took a little time off and I went out, and I just barely got to touch it. I went out for 4 days, and it was enough heartbreak and hope and chaos and destruction and unity and solidarity in this constant swirl. It was a constant swirl of this, and it was totally profound and disappointing to see our government putting these weapons on people, on human beings, that were like saying, we don't want, this is our land that you've agreed to give us, and we don't want this here. You didn't go through the proper things, and to have them be so bullied and pushed over and just terrible. And but then to witness all the nations come together like that for the first time in what, how many, they say 500 years or something, like that was, you could feel that there. You knew this was a people rising up, you know. So there was all this like beauty and hope, and like, oh my God, it was just so and please forgive me, I'm a little more emotional today because there's been so much amazing ceremony and spirits coming through here, and forces and things that are like, whew. Yeah.
So you had had a ceremonial life before, prior to going.
Yes, I
And
think
that
that's
was
what led
important to
me.
you. Yeah.
I think that's what's been a big, I've been understanding more. It's been helping me understand, and it's been helping me follow a heartbeat that is in me, a path that I'm becoming less and less fearful to take. Yeah. Yeah.
For water.
Yeah. I came out with the intention of doing some actions to help to be with the water and to protect the water with the people, and support the Anishinaabe people in this territory. And yeah, I made arrangements for people that might need to send me money, and everybody knew that might happen for me. So
So how did you hear about the action that was going to happen? How did you get involved in that specific action last
you know,
Monday?
I think I just arrived at camp in time before that happened, and we were thinking about, it was the weekend, and so there was no one there, and we had rowed up in canoes a couple times before and looked at the progress or lack thereof, or you know, how fast they were moving, and it was just a timing thing. These things aren't planned very far in advance. You just go moment to moment, day by day. They change very quickly. And so it was just the evening, and she was like, yeah, or it was Sunday or Saturday, and she was thinking about doing something, and that she needed to know who was in the yellow and the red. And I was like, you know, if you want to go do something, I'm in the red for that. And so there was the plan was quickly put into place, and I volunteered for it. I was here for that, and You know, and it's interesting. It was almost like it was no mistake that it was 7, because 7 is such a magical number, you know. And it's not like it was 500 people arrested or anything like that, but it was just these little ladies, you know,
Stretched out
across the easement in lawn chairs, you know, hollering out educational information to the police, you know. And I'm chained to Winona LaDuke, right? She's my superhero, right? You know. So it was amazing. It felt very powerful, and yeah, so it really just kind of came up quite suddenly, and I was listening for the moment to offer that. So that was the first thing that came up.
So you're at your bail hearing. You all talked about being invited guests on 1855
Yeah.
treaty territory.
Yeah.
What does that mean to you?
That means that I was asked by the people of this territory, the indigenous people of this territory, to come and stay at this cultural learning camp, and that I have a right to be here as their guest. Yeah, that's how I see
Now
that.
that you're here, like by the river and on the land, what has really struck you most about this place itself?
Whew. It's so rich. It's rich in abundance of all the things that you need to live. Love, spirit, green, trees, water. There's fish coming here all the time. This lake is a little bit dry, the fish. We've lost a lot of the fish there and the mussels, but it once did. You know, and you can see that, and you can see the ghost of things that were here. And this was a village a long time ago, for about 800 years. And it feels like we kind of rainbow resurrected it in a rainbow style, you know? It's alive again. This place is alive again. And like, my understanding and my relationship with water is just getting like deeper and deeper, you know. Doing lodge really helped a lot with just elements, just this relationship with the elements that I never had before. And now I'm here, I'm praying to the water every day, and we're doing ceremony near the water, including the water in what we talk about all the time. And so, I mean, the biggest thing is just like the richness and the spirit of the people that are here, that are from here, that love this territory, and how they feel about it and what they know, you know? It's huge. It feels really strong and rooted, and I'm so glad to be seeing it and feeling it, and I just wish we all could live like this all the time. You know, like we're outside all the time helping each other and just problem solving all the time. And yeah, the spirit of the people here is unbelievable. Yeah.
So when you go home, what are you gonna do? How are you gonna be? How are you gonna engage?
I'm going to
with
tell all the
this?
stories. I'm going to tell all the stories. I'm going to tell anybody that wants to listen to the stories, and encourage them to, depending on what's happening here and what they want, you know, encourage them to come, encourage them to donate, encourage them. Maybe I'd like to find out what's going on in California and organize or be a part of something that's happening there, you know, with the water and the fracking, and there's plenty going on there here. And now I've met Winona, and she's got so many things going on with actual change. She's actually trying to show us what it looks like to invest in a new economy, many different ones, you know. And I would love to be out here up under her, you know.
Working with her.
Yeah.
Time is
Of the essence.
of the essence.
This is
and
the
we need-
movement. It's doing nothing but building right
Yeah.
now.
And we need all of us with those strong hearts and the clear minds about what actually needs to happen.
Right.
You know, which is skill building in people, building understanding and consciousness in people, and shifting all our economy to centering the water and the land.
Yeah.
Period.
And the mismanagement and destruction
Yeah.
of the land,
Yeah.
you know? Yeah.